Hi, my name is LOC. I work in the field of mental health, and growing up I came from a very Irish Catholic upbringing, so I was very much rooted in religion and Christianity. But at this point in my life right now, I would consider myself more spiritual, more in tune with vibes, energy, that sort of way, more focused on being a good person, having a positive, optimistic outlook on life, and yeah, more rooted in spirituality. And today I'm going to be reacting to some Islamic videos that I've never seen before. Excited to watch them, and yeah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. واذكر في الكتاب مريم إذ انتبذت من أهلها مكانا شرقيا فاتخذت من دونهم حجابا فأرسلنا إليها روحنا فتمثل لها بشرا سويا قالت إني أعوذ بالرحمن منك إن كنت تقيا قال إنما أنا رسول ربك لأهب لك غلاما زكيا قالت أنى يكون لي غلام ولم يمسسني بشر ولم أك بغيا قال كذلك قال ربك هو علي هين ولنجعله آية للناس ورحمة منا وكان أمرا مقضيا فحملته فانتبذت به مكانا قصيا فأجاءها المخاض إلى جذع النخلة قالت يا ليتني مت قبل هذا وكنت نسيا منسيا فناداها من تحتها ألا تحزني قد جعل ربك تحتك سريا وهزي إليك بجذع النخلة تساقط عليك رطبا جنيا فكلي واشربي وقري عينا فإما ترين من البشر أحدا فقولي إني نذرت للرحمن صوما فلن أكلم اليوم إنسيا فأتت به قومها تحمله قالوا يا مريم لقد جئت شيئا فريا يا أخت هارون ما كان أبوك امرأ سوء وما كانت أمك بغيا فأشارت إليه قالوا كيف نكلم من كان في المهد صبيا قال إني عبد الله آتاني الكتاب وجعلني نبيا وجعلني مباركا أينما كنت وأوصاني بالصلاة والزكاة ما دمت حيا وبرا بوالدتي ولم يجعلني جبارا شقيا والسلام علي يوم ولدت ويوم أموت ويوم أبعث حيا ذلك عيسى بن مريم قول الحق الذي فيه يمترون ما كان لله أن يتخذ من ولد سبحانه إذا إذا قضى أمرا فإنما يقول له كن فيكون وإن الله ربي وربكم فاعبدوه هذا صراط مستقيم فاختلف الأحزاب من بينهم فويل للذين كفروا من مشهد يوم عظيم أسمع بهم وأبصر يوم يأتوننا لكن الظالمون اليوم في ضلال مبين وأنذرهم يوم الحسرة إذ قضي الأمر وهم في غفلة وهم لا يؤمنون.
So obviously I have a background in understanding the story of Mary and Jesus from my perspective as a Christian growing up, so I heard some things that were a little bit different than what I am conditioned with, I think, about the story about how Mary fell pregnant with Jesus. Yeah, it was just a story that I've heard before, but from like a different perspective. Not really, not for me personally, nothing really like resonated with me per se. I mean, like I said previously, I have got my belief in Jesus and Mary from my Christian upbringing, so I do believe in something greater than me, you and all of us that are maybe watching this right now, but nothing personally that stuck out to me that I was like, that's new for me today. Yeah, so obviously there's a correlation from what it is that I'm used to. The story of Mary and Jesus is something that I'm familiar with growing up. The story about Mary coming to Bethlehem with Jesus having this Son of God, but in this story I heard that Jesus was known as a prophet, whereas my beliefs has always been known as the Son of God. So that was a little bit different for me to hear today from this perspective too as well. Yeah, so I guess my story of Jesus, it never really started from when he was a baby, other than the fact that Mary gave birth to this child called Jesus, which was the Son of God. In my upbringing, I only heard of Jesus through later on in his life and what it is that he'd done and the work that he'd done. So that was new for me as well, hearing that this baby was speaking and could communicate from the Qur'an's point of view. I guess like just listening to it, but whatever I heard in my ears as well whilst I was reading, I just felt very calm, very like connected. I was able to follow along with what I was reading. But I've never heard anything like this before as well with my upbringing or my religious backgrounds, but it was quite soothing. It was quite nice. I felt quite peaceful, quite calm, quite relaxed. And yeah, I was just able to follow along with the story that I was just reading. I guess just a few parts that I have mentioned already before, that there is some similarities, but there's also some differences that stand out in terms of Jesus being a prophet, that I never have heard of Jesus being a prophet growing up. I always heard that Jesus was the Son of God from my understanding. Also the part that we've just spoken about, that Jesus was able to communicate from a young age as a baby or a toddler. I never was familiar with that, because my understanding of Jesus growing up was always from later on in life too as well. So that was new for me. I think they're relevant in today's world for some people, because I'm a huge believer in my beliefs right now, that I honestly believe that everybody should believe in something and put their faith into something. I believe that, you know, faith has got me, in whatever way faith looks like to me or to you or to anybody listening, has got me to where I am at this point in my life. And being able to put your faith into something that's greater than me, you and everyone around us, gives us that leeway and help and that support to navigate this thing called life. I've tried going through life not believing in something or disregarding any religion or spirituality or God, but life is, for me, is definitely much more easier believing in something greater than me, you and everything else around us. I hear it about relying on God and times of difficult times, but with my beliefs again, in my version and understanding of what God is, I don't believe for me I rely on God just in hard times. I rely on God's a part of my life each and every single day, in whatever capacity that looks like for me. How I define that or what that looks like for me, I don't really know exactly, but I understand that the chapter is saying about relying on God and something greater than us in hard times, but also my belief is that I would do that, but I'm also very much present with God in my own life in times of great times too as well. So I think it's a great reminder for anybody listening or reading that faith and relying on God is not just for the difficult times, but also for every day of our life. I think it would be how, from a Christian perspective growing up, I know what my understanding of who Jesus was, what he done, what his beliefs were, the stories of him looked like. I would love to just know the correlation from the perspective of a Muslim as to what the story of Jesus was and looked like for a Muslim growing up, how they interpreted Jesus, who was he, what was his role here to do on this earth whenever he came here, and how his story impacts us who are living here on earth in this day and age right here, right now.